Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of All in Our Business Podcast, the show where we discuss hot and controversial relationship topics while sharing our love journey along the way. I'm your host, TC.
And I'm your girl, Kiki.
And we are happy to announce that we are back. We took a little bit of a break, but we are back. Back at it.
Let's go.
All right, so let's get to it. What we got going on today, baby?
What are we talking about today?
Today's topic is roles and responsibilities.
All right, before we get into it, hit us with the scripture, babe.
Hit us with the scripture.
Yes,
the scripture comes from Ephesians 5:21 through 25.
What does it say?
And further, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. For wives, this means submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For a husband is the head of his wife as Christ is the head of the church. He is the Savior of his body in the church. And as the church submits to Christ, so you wives should submit to your husbands in everything. For husbands, this means love your wives. Husbands, love your wives.
Wives, submit to your husband.
Okay, Just as Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her.
Wow.
Ephesians 5:21 through 25.
Ooh, that's deep.
So we got those roles and responsibilities. We started out strong with that. So here we go. Let's get into it.
Let's get right on into it. Okay, so biblically speaking, wives are to submit. So how does that look?
When I hear the word submit, I don't think about it like probably some women might think about it. I think about it from the aspect of when you're submitting to your husband, you're trusting him, you're loyal to him, you believe in him, you support him to the utmost.
So you don't see submit as following him?
I don't see it as following because I always think of a relationship as a partnership. So just like that, when we get married, it's a partnership. We've had this conversation many times. I never look at it as I'm doing this, you're doing that. No, it's a partnership. Sometimes you have to do different things that you might not be comfortable with or want to do.
Right.
Because you never know. You could have a partner who gets sick or something happens, and you have to step in and do a little bit more. And it's never 50-50. A relationship's never 50-50. There's always times where one person's going to be doing more, just naturally.
Absolutely.
So I always looked at it as a partnership. So when that word comes up as submit, I never look at it in a negative context because that's just what we do. Because men technically have to submit to their wives too.
They should.
We have to trust y'all. We have to, believe in y'all. We have to support y'all. We're in this together.
Right. But I think the scripture for me as a woman, I feel as if most women won't have a problem necessarily submitting if we have something to submit to, right? So again, if
the man's in order.
Exactly. So if the man is in order and he's doing what he's supposed to do, we have no problem with saying, okay, I need to do X, Y, Z. No worries. I can do that. However, I think the problem comes into play where the man is out of order and out of line with the Bible and you want us to follow you. Like, we're not, no. If you haven't proven yourself, absolutely not. You're not going to be like, oh, babe, guess what? I got this new idea. I got this new this and I want to do this. And the last 10 ideas you come up with have been absolute failures. No, I don't want to follow you. That's not something I'm happy to take the lead on. So I think women do not. Most women that I speak to, when you tell them and when you sit down and have a conversation about submitting, they do not have a problem with that if the man gives you something to submit to, or if he's a proper leader in the household, and if he's showing those characteristics, then they absolutely have no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second part, when he talks about men love your wives if God has loved the church, how does that look for men?
I look at it from, and of course, me being married for 19 years, I always looked at my role is just to try to do everything and within reason in the relationship.
But you would stress yourself out trying to do everything.
Let me finish, though. Let me finish where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So I always looked at, I grew up in the country. So we always saw traditional roles when it came to the man. Like my grandfather worked all the time. He was a carpenter. My father's a mechanic. So workaholics, just always working, providing, coming home, doing everything.
And what did you see the women do?
I saw the nurturing. I saw the cleaning, the things like that around the house. So those traditional roles is what I was, able to see as I was growing up.
Okay.
But as I became older and, started dating and eventually got married, I realized those roles are very outdated.
Okay.
Because you look at now, in the world, there's women making more than the men. So you can't walk around like you the man and say, I'm the breadwinner, so you're going to listen to me, you're going to do everything I tell you to do. Because just listen, that's your traditional role. 60s, 70s, that's how men operated. I do this, you better cook and clean, you better have my meal ready when I get home. Make sure them kids in the bed. That
was traditional.
That was traditional. I want to sit down, eat my dinner, watch TV or do whatever I want to do because I've been working all day. I don't want to come home and have to do nothing. But that doesn't, you can't operate like that in the modern world. Because both partners, most of the time, both partners are working. Because you can't live off one income anymore like you could back then.
Right, absolutely. So when you say you took on everything, what does that mean?
Just to provider, the safety protector. I took on what I thought was traditional men's role.
Okay.
But I quickly realized that wasn't it because I'm not going to say it like this. I'm a man, but I'm not a traditional man. And I say that in an aspect, I like to cook.
You do? Love.
Yes, I love to cook.
And I love to eat your food.
And I love to cook for you. So so a lot of those traditional roles I don't do. I don't mind cleaning up around the house. I don't have a problem with that. But that's not normally what's a traditional role for a man.
Absolutely.
I'm very active with my kids. That's not normally a traditional role for a man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So for me, I don't have the traditional roles where I can sit in there and stay there.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person that's just going to come home and just put my feet up. Most of the time I come home and I'm doing something else. Somebody got to tell me, hey, babe, just go sit down.
Sit down for a little bit.
You got to literally, Kiki got to go, hey, just sit down. You had a long day, just sit down.
Yeah, please.
So those traditional roles that we have, or my mindset that I had growing up, I knew I couldn't keep to those because they were no longer in effect.
Gotcha.
My wife, at the time when I was married, my wife worked. And in our relationship, both of us work. Both of us have busy schedules. Both of us are running around doing things with the kids. So those traditional roles are gone.
Right.
We don't have those traditional roles.
Right.
We're both breadwinners.
Yeah.
We're both providers. We both protect. We're all encompassing of doing everything. Now, that doesn't say as a man I'm not more inclined to do those type of traditional roles that I was used to doing.
Right.
Like the providing protector. Like I'm big on safety, as we've talked about in this podcast. So I'm big on making sure you're safe. I'm big in making sure the kids are safe. I want to protect you and my family.
Right. So what happens for women where their husbands say, hey, I am the breadwinner. We may not necessarily have traditional roles per se, but I am the breadwinner. I make whatever more than you, so I'm going to, be that person in the house that make all the rules and all, enforce everything, and I just still want you you still working, but you're not making as much as me, so kind of like your opinion or whatever you do kind of really don't even matter, or I want you to sit in the background and still be that type of woman.
Then what you have is not a relationship. Because like I said earlier, a relationship is a partnership.
Right.
There's two people involved in a relationship. I don't care who you are. You can't date yourself in a relationship. It's not possible. You have to have that other partner that's in there, in the trenches with you, doing whatever y'all doing to make this journey through life easy for both of y'all. And that's what a partnership should be. You are listening to another episode of All in Our Business Podcast.
Yeah, but I do think sometimes you see And I've seen it also on the contrary for women. I make more than my husband, so I have the right to tell my husband what to do and how to do it. And some women are wearing the pants in the relationship because they believe that they're making more, so they have that power in that household to be able to say what goes and what don't go.
So what is that? That's control and ego. Mm-hmm. And control and ego can't be part of a relationship.
A successful relationship. Not
a successful one.
Right. On either person, a woman or a man.
Or either one, man or female. Right. You cannot control the other person.
So just because a man goes out and he is the breadwinner and a woman may not necessarily have a job, but that doesn't mean that you can still take advantage of her. Because I've heard some women, like my husband comes home, he just throws clothes on the floor as soon as he walk in. And he expects dinner to be cooked for him. And then I have to get up in the morning and cook breakfast for him. And I have to take care of him. Is that
now as we just spoke on, being submissive is part of that, but being submissive to the person who's operating in the role the way he's supposed to. So if that man is doing everything he's supposed to do, and if he comes home, he go, babe, I had a rough day, and he just kind of passes out and you close this wherever. I don't see a problem with that female picking that up because she knows, oh my gosh, he left his house at 4 o'clock this morning and it's now 6 o'clock this evening. He's just getting home.
Right.
He was out there battling with the world. I know he's drained. I know if he wasn't tired, he wouldn't just pass out and just throw his clothes on the floor.
Absolutely. So that's what I was going to say. It's important to know your partner.
Yes, it is.
Because if that's not contrary to your partner, then you'll be like, okay, yeah, he's just tired. But if that's your partner's everyday routine, then it's like, hold on, am I really your wife or are you looking at me as your housekeeper?
Right,
yeah.
Right. And those are two different things. But that's where the thin line between being submissive comes in. Because there are going to be times where, and this is for both of us, when we get married, there's going to be times where I might do some things that you don't really like. I'm just being honest, man.
Oh, and there's going to be times. That happens now.
Yeah, we know. And there's going to be times you do things that I don't like. But
very rare. But yeah.
But similar to what they say, so the wife being submissive to the husband, and the husband loving his wife, like Christ loves the church. That's probably the most difficult thing to comprehend and really obtain, because you have to literally die to yourself every day in a marriage. You can't wake up and go, I'm going to do what I want to do today. It don't work like that.
That is very true.
So you as an individual have to die to yourself. Females, to be submissive, you have to die to yourself and let your ego go, let your pride go and go, oh, I know this. I know I have a good man, and I just want to please him. And guess what's happening on the other end? If you're operating like that and that man's operating in the way he's supposed to, loving his wife the way Christ loved the church, you're not going to have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to look at it as he's always controlling me, he's always doing this, or she's telling me what to do. You'll never have that conflict, because both of y'all are operating the way God intended for y'all to operate in that relationship.
Yeah.
And as sound as it may be, that's a difficult thing for individuals, because we think, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. In a relationship, I look at it as a partnership.
Right. But I think the biggest thing that you said was kind of like die to yourself. That requires a lot, it does. Of yourself. And sometimes people aren't willing, or people aren't there yet to be able to properly do that.
No, they're not. Some people are not mature enough to do that.
Absolutely. And we talk about it all the time. Also in the partnership, there's days where you're not giving 50%.
There's days it's 80-20. There's days it's 40-60.
Absolutely.
It always fluctuates. It's always fluid. It's never, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay 50% of the bills, you can pay 50% of the bills. What about when that person's short? Guess what has to happen? You, as the other partner, has to step and go, look, babe, don't worry about it. Here's a little extra to make sure we good.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't say anything bad to the person who fell short.
Right.
Because we're in this together. We're in this together.
Right. So we talked about the traditional roles. What about the modern roles? Because I do think we live in a time where people feel like the traditional roles are obsolete, right? So they're no longer adhering to those roles. And a lot of times because everyone else that, is coming up, they kind of have modern day parents. So they don't see those traditional 60s, 70s parents unless you see it through like your great grandparents or something like that. So you're not seeing those households now. You're seeing more modern day households. So as a result, what do you see as the modern day roles?
Honestly, the more modern day roles are both parents or both partners being breadwinners. We're both, we're not millionaires or nothing, but we're good. We both make a good amount of money. And what's wrong with combining that to make things easier for both of us? There shouldn't be, I make more than you, so I shouldn't have to do this, or I shouldn't have to contribute this much. No, I don't care about the money. I care that we're both good and we're not worried or stressing over anything or having to, borrow from people. We're good. We can do this together if we sit down, talk about things, go over things, communicate openly about what we want to do. Like we're in the process of wanting to move together, get married, buy a house. Why are we going to sit there and be separate, thinking in that mindset?
Right.
When eventually we're going to be married and we're separate is no longer a thing.
Right.
And as we've both probably talked about before, we want to practice our relationship, our dating, how we want to be married. We don't want to be dating and then we get married and it's totally different. That's not going to work because we're used to it being a certain way.
Right.
And now we don't have that.
Right.
And now we're both miserable or in our feelings about, I don't know if I want to do this now. Because this is not how she used to be. Or this is not how he used to be.
Right. So do you think now men have a different, I guess I would say, expectation on women or the roles of a woman?
I'm not even going to say men or women. It's literally this generation of folks. There's women out here who just want a man to literally just be the provider. I don't need you for nothing else. I just want you to buy me things. I just want you to do things for me. But
are they in a relationship or they're in
a relationship? Or sometimes they're not even in a relationship. Sometimes they just, I want a man who ball and he can buy me a bag and take me shopping.
Okay. Are they married people?
No.
Oh, okay. So if you're not married, is that okay? Just to say, okay, I'm dating somebody and I don't have, I just want you just to take care of me?
So let me ask this $1 million question. So if you're just dating somebody, why are you gonna give that somebody your everything when you, as they say, we just kicking it? We ain't just kicking it.
But if he's in a good position and he can buy her a bag and there's nothing to him.
But okay, so she gets a bag, and we just kicking it. So she got 3 other dudes buying her bags.
Hey, what's wrong?
And 3 other dudes buying her cars, and this 3 other dudes. So now she got 9 dudes doing things for her.
So when men do it,
no,
get 9 different women and have.
But listen to where you. I know where you're going with this as a female. But what are men really getting from women?
I don't know, but obviously getting something.
Pause. There's not a lot of men who's out here getting money from women.
Okay, maybe not money, but you're sitting there getting her body.
You're getting her body.
Okay, so you're enjoying something. So as a result, she's going to get something from you.
Why does it have to be that way? Why are we gonna?
Because why am I gonna give you my body for free?
Right, but why am I gonna give you no money for free?
You're getting something in return.
What am I getting in return?
The good time.
The good time. So that means that relationship is transactional.
Well, that's maybe.
And I hate to say it, that's borderline literally a prostitute.
Well, there you go.
If you just doing a transaction.
If that's all that they want, then what can you
leave the money on the nice thing.
Leave the money and keep on.
Tell me that ain't transactional.
Babe, some people are in marriages and it's
transactional.
Absolutely.
Or it's a business arrangement.
Absolutely.
That's understandable.
How's it understandable?
No, I'm saying that's understandable that's what people are doing. But I'm not saying it's right.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a strong believer. It should be a partnership. I'm not dating you to get something from you. Go ahead and say something.
I ain't saying nothing.
I'm not dating you. But no, seriously, I'm not dating you for that, because then that's the case. I don't love you. I love what you can do for me.
Right.
I don't get into a relationship, and I damn sure I'm not in a relationship with you to see what I can get from you.
Right, absolutely.
Because I don't want anything from you. The only thing I want to do is love you. And want to be loved in return. That's all I ask for.
Right.
And that's free.
Yeah.
That don't cost nothing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are in relationships for transactions. And you can't operate. And you see 90, that's probably why the divorce rate is so high. Because they got into it for a transaction. Not because they love the person. Not because they cherish the person. Not because they crave the person.
But if you buy some person a bag or a car, don't they love you? Or they going to learn to love you? They'll learn to love you.
No. How you going to learn to love somebody?
The people they say you buy, they love.
Look, this ain't grade school. Do I get an A because I learned to love you today?
Right.
But then I can't stand you the next 3 days? No.
Yeah. It exists. Let me just say that.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
It does exist.
I'm going to speak for myself. I can't be in a relationship that's transactional. I just can't.
Right, yeah.
Because I need more. I need more of the emotions. I need more of the intimacy.
You need a connection.
I need literally more of all the stuff we have talked about up to this point in this podcast. I need love. I need you to understand my love language to be able to relate to me.
Yeah.
I need you to set boundaries with me so I don't go overboard sometimes.
Say it again.
Yes,
Say it again.
that's true.
Repeat this to you.
That's true.
I'm just teasing you.
I need us to talk about expectations and standards.
Yes.
Right. I need all of those things because those things are what make a marriage successful. I need communication.
So what if a woman says she needs for her man to be a provider?
That's fine. But when you get to a point where I'm not providing for us, I'm just providing for you, that's transactional again.
So she
even in the case where if I do provide, let's say I fall short on something. Like I've seen this on Facebook or whatever, where a guy bought this lady a house, and she was so appreciative of the house because that's not the house she wanted.
You said she was so appreciative?
She was unappreciative.
Oh.
She was like, I don't want this. That's not the house I asked for. Now somebody's doing the best they can. Maybe I can't afford $1 million house, but I got you a $300,000-$400,000 house, $400,000 house. If love is in there, it doesn't matter how big or how small the house is.
But baby, we don't have enough rooms for everybody. She's saying that home just don't work. It just don't work.
And this house had like 5 or 6 rooms, but she wanted a mansion. She wanted to appear or make it seem like she was balling for no reason.
So he fell short.
How'd he fall short?
Because that's not what she wanted, right? Sort of like men. If y'all have an expectation and you want us to be a certain way, we have to be a certain way. If we're not,
so
guess
pause.
what?
So this lady's not working.
But her man is supposed to. Her man is supposed to.
No, the man
is home that she said she
now
wanted.
you're talking traditional. A man is supposed to do that, right?
That's their.
But if I come home and I say I need you in the kitchen cooking and cleaning, and you should do this all night, take care of them damn kids. I'm not touching them. I'm not doing that with them kids. You handle them kids. What are you gonna say? No, she's not doing none of that.
So what is she doing all day? If the man's supposed to go out and get her this huge home and this $1 million home, what is she doing all day, baby?
She's chilling.
I don't think there's a woman out here just chilling and the guy.
You want to try that again?
The guy is working his butt off and the woman is at home chilling.
I've seen it firsthand.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of women who are, I'm going to say living above their head, and they're doing that for social media.
Oh, wow.
But at home, they don't want to be intimate with their husband. They don't want to go on dates with their husband. They don't want to do nothing with their husband, but they're asking him to provide and do all of this for them. And the husband's getting nothing in return. Nothing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So where's that fair?
That's not at all.
Where's that fair in a relationship?
So in those scenarios, should the man speak up and say, hey, you have these expectations of me, or you want me to do X, Y, Z, but I need you to do this, that, and the other as well. That should be a conversation, right?
It should have been a conversation.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, and I'm speaking for men.
What happened?
A lot of times, men, they will try to avoid that. And that woman will quickly put a X on that and let you know, oh, nah, you ain't doing what I need you to do. Or it's always flipped and turned the opposite way. And now that man don't even want to have that conversation. Because now it's an argument.
So it's just easier for him to keep
So it's easy for him to just like, well, I just got to kind of deal with this one.
Yeah, no.
And I'm speaking for men, you can't continually take an L in your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're speaking for women too, because we can't either.
No, at some point in time, you, men or women, you're going to get up, you're going to get fed up, and you're going to walk out.
When a woman's fed, oh no, we can't sing him.
No, we can sing if you want. So, yeah, when you get to that level and you get to that point, how do you handle that? Mm-hmm. How do you deal with that?
But I think that's when you're with a partner who don't know you or even care about you, right?
And you know you're a stickler for words. That's not a partner.
That's true. You're with somebody.
If you're with a partner, you're working together in a relationship. Mm-hmm. When you're not a partner, you selfish. You only thinking about yourself.
Say it.
I'm not worried about. Oh yeah, I don't care. That's good for her. But now I want this. I want a Cadillac. I want a new truck. I want a new car. I'm gonna go get it. Not thinking, oh, my wife, who doesn't or does work, it's her money as well.
Exactly.
You can't just go out and do what you want to do because that's how you felt today.
Absolutely.
Partnership is, babe, I really want this car. I've always wanted this car my whole life, and we got a chance to go get it. Can I get it? And guess what normally is going to happen if you have that conversation with your wife? She might go, babe, we can't really afford it right now, but let's put a plan in place. And maybe in 6 months we can get it. Because that's a partnership.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She don't want you to sacrifice us for you.
Right.
You never should sacrifice us for you. The sacrifice should always be of yourself for us.
Now you're talking. Yeah.
And that's what happens in a healthy relationship. That's what happens in a healthy marriage. You sacrifice for each other.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not, I want this, I want that. Just like we just talked about the women. I want a bag, I want this. That's not what are you sacrificing?
Right. Well, I mean, you know me. I'm always from the opinion of if I want something, I'm going to get it myself. There's not an expectation for you as my man to have to give me anything.
And the beauty of that is that's probably the best part of our partnership. We both.
Yeah, but we truly.
If we want something, we'll go get it ourselves.
Yeah. But it's so hard for us. I don't even think we've ever even came up with like birthday gifts or something. I mean, we used to ask each other, is it something like
right? What you want for your birthday?
Like that.
But most of the time, for both of us, we just kind of think about the partner. And we think about, I'm like, Kiki like this. Kiki, I think she'll like this.
And he refused to buy any more Starbucks.
I'm stuck with that for life, evidently. It is what it is. And then she does the same thing. She'll just think about me for my birthday. Look, I thought we should do this, or I want to do this. I know you've been ripping and running. I know you've been doing all these things with the boys. But I wanted to take you somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we have. Yeah. But that is us thinking about the other person.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even I will say with the roles and responsibilities in the house for the period of time when we did live together, if we just being 100% transparent, even then we didn't have any traditional roles.
No, we did. We tried to do everything together if we could.
Right. We both. And then also not only that, based upon our schedule and things, because we had a lot of children, what it felt like, and we had so many things to do, it was just whoever was able to get it done at that time.
Babe, so can you pick up X, Y, Z today?
Yeah.
Babe, can you went to the grocery store and got blah, 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 you went home?
Or if you were home in the morning time, you had no problem cooking. If you knew you had to go to work in the evening, you would definitely cook in the morning after we did a walk or something like that. You had no problem. And I would kind of trade off and clean up while you were cooking. So we just fell into just really a partnership. We're just getting things done. There were times when we both just had to get things done. Right.
There'd be times we got a bunch of clothes we got to wash. It's 6 of us now.
Exactly.
So, and guess what would happen? Maybe one day, I got to work. I got to really finish this up. Kiki would just go, okay, we'll just load all the stuff. And I'll wash it.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah.
And it was never a problem.
There were times when you had to take the daughter to get her hair done. Or get nails done.
Take her to the doctor.
Yeah.
Take her wherever.
You had no problem.
No problem.
Like, let's just step in and get things done.
I've never looked at roles like that where I can't, I'm a man. I can't be. I can't go to the store buy pads for my daughter. I can't do that. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we both willingly.
We do. We both sacrifice of ourselves for each other.
Absolutely, yeah. And for us, the children as well, the family. I would definitely say that. It's never a time that either of us, if we were able to do it, was like, no, you know, never. So that definitely worked. And I think along with that is the most important key is communication. Sitting down, communicating with your partner how you want the household to be. And we've even had those conversations as we move forward to marriage, just how we want the roles to look and how we want it to be in the household. And because I'm big on, like, I don't feel like a man, just because you're a man, you have to make more than your woman. That doesn't, and it doesn't make you any less of a man if you make less than your woman. And I don't feel like a woman should feel like, oh, I'm this powerful leader because I make more than my man. No, money is just money. It's one of those things.
There's times where we both come to each other because one, we're partners. Two, we trust the other person's opinion or their advice. And that's probably the most important thing when it comes to that. There's a lot of times there's couples who, my wife don't make good decisions. That don't mean you still don't go to her.
Right.
You'd be surprised. She might have some input that could help lead you down the right path that maybe God was trying to push you down, but because you being stubborn and trying to be your own thing, now you done made a poor decision, and guess who's affected? Everyone,
the household, exactly.
Instead of, I spoke, and she goes, oh, baby, I don't really think that's a good idea.
But I also think, babe, a lot of, I would say men and women, just a lot of people are they're so big with their ego. It's like women can't go to a man and say, babe, you know what you just did with that ain't right. Like, for example, when you were doing the stocks and everything, and I'll be like, babe, why are you doing this with the stocks? And you'll be like, well, babe, because of this, that, and the other. And I came because I didn't have the knowledge, but I'm just looking like, why are you investing in stocks when it can be something else? And you were like, let me explain it to you. And once you did, I was like, oh, I understand that. And I think that's what needs to happen a lot of times. But so many people have this ego that, oh, my woman ain't going to tell me what to do. I make the money in this house. Oh, she ain't gonna do this. Or a wife at work, she's a manager or a CEO, and she brings that to the household. I'm running this house. I'm doing this. You
gonna do this. You gonna do this, and you go over there and do that.
Yeah, you can't.
And that's for man. That is probably that's probably the worst thing. And I honestly, that would be the first thing that would get a man to walk up out of there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna disrespect a man and get away with it. You just not. Now, you might be able to respect the little boy and he just go with it. But a man, he's not going to take the disrespect, especially not from the person that he loves and they're supposed to love him. He's not going to take that disrespect.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just common for men.
Yeah. But so, again, I think for partners, when you feel as if I want my wife to do something or she's not doing what I want her to do. And the same thing with women. I want my husband to do such and such, but he's just not a leader. He just don't speak up. He's just not vocal. Sit down and have those conversations. Tell them this is kind of what I want. You know, I feel like in here you're not pulling your weight. Sometimes you have to just be honest and tell somebody. And there's been times when you've been like, babe, are you okay? Because it's been days after days where I just didn't feel like doing something. And I'll be like, you know what? I'm not. I'm just a little off. And I'll come to you and be like, I don't know what it is, and I can't pinpoint it, but I'm just a little off at something. But you were in tune enough with me to realize that and to know that. You know, and there's been times you even talk about where you would come over now to my place now and you'll see, oh, okay, she got a load of clothes.
She's always got everything spotless. And I come in and there's clothes all over the bed. I was like, oh yeah, she's either been like super busy or something's wrong or something's off. And I would just sit there and fold the clothes. So when she get home, she'd be like, oh my gosh, baby, folding clothes taking so much time. And it was nothing.
Absolutely.
For me, okay, I took 10-15 minutes to sit there and fold the clothes. Not a big deal.
Right.
But you don't understand how impactful the things you do for your partner is for them.
Absolutely. Like
seriously,
But what if your ego was so big and you were like, I'm a man, I don't fold no clothes.
I don't fold clothes like this. and it's funny because my mother said this, and I hate to share, but my mother said this. She said, it really impacted me the way we're talking on this podcast. And I can't remember what episode it was. I think it was forgiveness. And she spoke on how she would come home, or let's say she's home all day because she's retired, so she's just chilling. And my stepfather works. So he would come home, he would see that she didn't fold the clothes. He would fold the clothes, and she didn't like the way he folded them. So she would literally fuss at him for the way he folded them instead of showing gratefulness for the simple fact that he tried to take a burden off of her because she wasn't doing it.
Right.
And she said she really had to look at herself and think, I got to stop doing that. Because my husband took the time to
after working
to fold these clothes, and because he didn't fold them the way I like them folded, I got an attitude about it.
Yeah. And that's so easy for women, especially because, and I'm a woman, like you said, I keep things spotless and I like things a certain way, and I'm very particular with things. And I had to learn that as well. And TC, as y'all have heard many times, he's very free flowing. So he likes to do things at a different speed and a different course, and sometimes a different way and a different path. But I've learned to be appreciative for your efforts. That's what I see. I don't see the kiki perfection of it, because it don't matter.
Right.
I don't need to see that. The fact that you took time to be able to do it for me is what won me over in my heart anyway, because you simply thought enough of me to still do something for me, and to try to make my life easier.
Right.
So I just think that sometimes, kind of like just back to what you said, we just have to die to ourselves
every single day.
Every single day.
I'm not gonna sit there and act like it's easy.
Yeah.
That is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
To die to yourself, to sacrifice yourself. But as a man, that's what Christ did for us. He died on the cross for us, for our sins. Not his sins, our sins. So if you can't understand that sacrifice, don't even get in a relationship and act like you want to be husband and wife.
That part.
Stop playing house because you can't do it.
Yeah.
As a man, I am supposed to die, literally, for my wife every single day. That means put my pride aside, my ego aside, my stubbornness aside. All of those things I have to put aside for the betterment of our marriage and our relationship. And if you can't do that as a man, don't even sit there and act like you want to be married, because you don't. It is sacrifice. Marriage is sacrifice, people. Loving somebody else is a sacrifice. So don't play around with people's emotions. Don't play around with people's hearts. If you're not in it, don't get in it.
Yeah. Or if you're in it and it's just something you can't do, tell that person, I just can't do this. I have to get out of it.
I can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This ain't me.
Because the worst part is that the damage that you cause to a person because your inability to be able to properly love them or do what you're supposed to do can be long-term impact on them.
Extremely painful for them, because they're constantly trying to heal.
Absolutely.
From the damage that you caused.
Absolutely. And that's not to say that love is perfect.
No, it isn't.
No,
it isn't.
Because there's going to be
times as you've heard us say, we've had dust ups. We have things that we go through. But we know the sacrifice is there. Right. We know both of us would sacrifice our life for the other.
Absolutely.
I would give this lady my right arm, left arm, my 2 kidneys, my liver. She can have my gallbladder since she ain't got one. She can have my gallbladder.
I can't give you mine, though.
I don't want yours. Okay. But I would do that for her. Yes. I would literally give whatever she needs. As I tell her all the time, I got you. I'm always going to be there for you. Always. Yeah. And that's what you have to do in a relationship, folks.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to sacrifice yourself for the betterment of not just that other person, but for your relationship.
So what happens when only one person is sacrificing?
Then the other person gets burnt out, and the other person is going to eventually realize when that good person who was doing all that walks out, they're going to be one like, oh my gosh, I had a good thing, and I dropped the ball.
Wow.
And there's no coming back, because I can tell you this as a man. There's no coming back. When a man gets fed up and say I'm out, as a man, we don't like looking back. We don't like looking back. We will move on, as we spoke about a couple weeks ago. We will move on and we're good. And then that person will be the one sitting there like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's too late then.
way too late. You know, we already talked about that as for women as well.
Yeah,
when a woman's fed up.
When a black woman is fed up.
Even more so.
It's worse, y'all.
We don't even know who you are.
Right. You dead. You dead.
Dead.
And I don't mean in the good way.
No.
The sacrifice. No. You dead. You 6 feet.
Under.
You were probably deeper than that.
Exactly.
But you got to understand what is important to you as not only just an individual, but as a couple. Mm-hmm. When you get to that stage where you legit, oh, I love this person, I want to be with this person, you have to, and I'm telling you as a man, you have to set your pride and your ego aside. You really do as a man. That was one of the things that I really had to work on in this relationship, because I had a certain way, especially after my late wife passed, I had a certain way I wanted to do things.
Clap, clap, clap. Hit those claps. I mean, woo, Lord.
But I really had to.
Truly.
And I'm not trying to toot my horn or whatever. I literally had to learn how to let my ego go when it came to things. I had to learn it's okay to ask for help. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Mm-hmm. My pride wouldn't let me ask for help. It just wouldn't. And Kiki's here. Mm-hmm. Babe, I got you. Mm-hmm. Just tell me what you need. Mm-hmm. She's here to help.
Right.
So I couldn't go into any further in this relationship. Like we had a dust up about that.
Oh, a huge one.
And we kind of, I don't want to say separated, but we kind of did. Well, it wasn't long, but we.
You mean when I got kicked out?
You didn't get kicked out. You were already out, babe.
Oh, not that time. And then you kicked me out.
I know. I just brought you back your stuff. That's what I did. I didn't kick you out. I returned your stuff. Because my pride wouldn't let me take what she told me. Mm-hmm. And what she told me was the truth. Mm-hmm. But my pride, I was so used to doing things a certain way, not asking for help, not acknowledging when I need help, not telling people what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And she said, we just can't be in this relationship if you're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
And I had to. God broke me down. He literally broke me down. Mm-hmm.
And I remember you saying, I don't know if you remember, but you were like, I don't know why God is doing this. But then remember you later came back and you was like, I'm glad that it's happening now. So
before we get into we get married, and then I'm still letting my pride and ego rise up.
Yeah.
So I know without a doubt, God was working on me with that, because he knew there's no way I'm going to let you go into this with Kiki, especially not, the things she has experienced. I'm not letting you go in like that, because that's y'all not going to work like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was early on.
And that was early.
Yeah.
That was early.
Yeah.
But it was the truth.
Absolutely.
And everything she told me, yes, my pride got in the way. I was, whatever, I ain't trying to hear that, boo. I ain't trying to hear that. But the truth was the truth.
Yeah. And
that's the beauty of when you're in a relationship with somebody who's willing to hold you accountable, even when you don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm. And you've done the same for me multiple times.
That we have.
I'm a stubborn bull.
That you are. But that's what we're there for.
Yes.
And we say this all the time. We're friends. Yeah. We're not just lovers. We're not just dating. We're friends too.
Yeah. And what I appreciated most with your method and how you did it was that you know me. So you can't come yelling at me because I'm going to shut down.
Sure.
So you knew the most impactful way to speak to me. And you would do it so lovingly in a place where I had no option but to hear you and want to do it for the betterment, not just of myself, like you said, but for us.
For us.
And I think that's so important, because sometimes it's hard sometimes to do a self-reflection, right? Because you've been doing things kind of like what you said, over and over and over again, years, and you think that it's normal. You think that that's okay. And then when you get with someone else and they're like, this shutdown that you do, this non-communication that you're doing, like, girl, we can't have that. It's not going to work. but you know the proper way of speaking to me, and I do the same thing to you. And that's why we're very cautious on what we say and how we say it to each other, because we know that can be impactful.
Very
Impactful, yeah. So you
and we both understand and know that we're not trying to hurt the other person. And if the other person really looks at it, they know, it's coming from a place of love.
A good place, exactly.
She's telling me this because she loves me.
Absolutely.
And she wants the best for me.
Yeah.
Or I'm telling her this because I love her and I want the best for her.
Yeah, yeah.
We never want to hurt each other's feelings. No. That's the last thing on my mind, is to hurt her feelings. Yeah. No matter, even if we going through a dust up and I'm in my feelings about whatever. Yeah. I never want to hurt her.
Yeah. No.
I always want to make sure she's good. I always want to just love on her. I don't care about the stuff. And that's one of the things that I think God really broke down in me, was like, dude, you can't walk around like this. You just can't. Your ego is going to hurt her. And you don't want to do that. And I never want to do that. So that was one of the things God broke down in me. He broke down that ego and pride that I have. And I had a lot of it. Don't blow. Don't be making all that. Don't be doing that.
But you're a new man.
Don't be doing that.
I'm very appreciative.
Don't be doing that.
So anyway, back to the roles and responsibilities. I definitely think it all boils down to the scripture.
It does.
What we started initially.
And as we said, we're not married. But I've said this on numerous occasions, I'm dating the way I want to be married.
Yeah.
This is practice.
Absolutely.
This is practice for when I get in the game.
Just the PSAT.
Yes, when Coach put me in. Coach said, go on in there. Coach, give me some buckets. I'm going in and I'm going to give you some buckets because I'm prepared.
Yeah, facts.
I've worked at my craft to know, I'm not going to get married and be married for 2 years and then we divorce. No, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm practicing. I'm preparing myself to be the best husband I can for Kiki.
I'm doing the same for you, sweetheart.
You are. You're doing a great job, baby.
Thank you. I try my best.
But go ahead. Back to roles and responsibilities. I'm sorry, baby.
It's okay. It's all right. So we're going to go to the quickie right quick.
Go ahead. You got the quickie today.
The quickie right quick.
Quickie right quick. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So in today's environment, as we talk about roles and responsibilities, is it acceptable for one parent, regardless if it's the mother or the father or the husband or the wife, to stay at home?
I would say yes, but it's yes with that caveat of long as it's been communicated. And it's been communicated to the utmost that both of y'all understand what your roles and responsibilities are right now. Like I'll share this story. So when I got married, when we got married, about 2 years later, our first child came. Jelani came. And my wife at the time, she was like, this is my first child. I really want to stay home and be with the child. I want to bond and do whatever.
Right.
And so, of course, I'm fresh out of college.
Oh, wow.
Working a mediocre job, whatever. Nothing big time. I'm not 6 figures. I'm not balling or nothing.
That's his favorite word, big time.
And we talked about it. We talked about it again. We talked about it again. I said, you sure you can't work like a part-time job or something? She was like, no, I want to. And then I sit there. We talked about it. And we, went through all the numbers and everything. And I looked at how much we would save from not having to send him to daycare. I was like, okay, well, that's a good thing. But I'm the only one making money right now. We just bought a house. So I'm literally like, I don't know how we're going to do this.
Right.
But, of course, we both prayed about it. And we was like, all right, we're going to give it to God. We're going to go ahead and do this. And the funny part was we never set a time frame of how long she was going to stay home.
Right.
You thinking, 6 months.
Yeah.
A couple of months she stayed home.
Yeah.
She stayed home for a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
And to this day, all I can say is that was nothing but God. Because I didn't do anything special.
Right.
I didn't go out and get an 8th job or nothing. We made it off what I was making at that time. And I don't know how we did it.
Right.
So that was nothing but God.
I know that's right.
But to say that, you have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And you gotta sit down. You gotta go over every little detail. Like I said, we sit down and went over numbers and everything.
So let me ask you, when she was staying at home with the newborn, did you have an expectation of when you got home, since you were the only person providing financially at that time, when you got home, dinner was supposed to be cooked?
I didn't, because remember, like I said, that traditional roles were gone, because I was the one who cooked most of the time. So I would come home and cook still.
Okay.
I was, as she say, you went to culinary school. You need to be cooking. You need to be cooking.
Not you need to be.
You need to be cooking. That's your thing.
Oh God.
But as I said, after I got married, I never thought about roles like that, because I knew, even from this experience, I knew I'm doing 90-80% of the stuff, she's doing 20.
Right.
Not to demean what she was doing, because she's at home all day with our child, with our son. But still, I could have very easily let my pride and ego. You better have my food ready when I get home. You better have my chair propped up, having a nice drink, nice cold lemonade sitting here for me.
Right.
I could have went through all of that.
Yeah.
But no, I knew at this time this was my role. This was my place as the man and the head of the house to do what needed to be done to make sure we were good.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to take that. Yeah, definitely.
So I didn't go, oh, she better have my. No, I wasn't doing none of that.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, it was many days I would come home and I would have to cook.
I understand.
Or I would just cook and not have to cook, but I would cook.
Yeah.
And it was no big deal for me, because for me that was my sacrifice. Okay, I'm gonna be tired a little bit, but then there were times where, but I would do this as well, where the baby's crying, can't get in the sky. We had our delirious moments where we were sitting there just looking at the child like, bro, we ain't got nothing else to do for you.
Right.
We both about to pass out.
Right.
You might want to pass out with us.
Right.
But roles and responsibilities go out the window when you're in a healthy, loving partnership with that other person who's willing to sacrifice along with you.
I agree. Yeah.
Them roles go out the window.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah.
They go right out the window. There is nothing saying I need to do this and you need to do that. Now there's going to be things that you just not going to do, and there's going to be things I'm just not going to do.
Yeah, or you do better, so it's easier for you to do them, maybe.
Right. But I mean, like, let's say a traditional role like taking out the trash. Normally the men take out the trash. If I'm not here, let's say I got to go on travel for a week, you think the trash is going to pile up?
Right.
So, that time, guess what? You going, oh, babe, and she'll do this. She'll call me now. I got to take the trash out. Stay on the phone with you because she don't want to go out there late or whatever by herself. And she'll stay on the phone with me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But she's not going to go, oh, well, I'm going to wait till you come over here to take the trash out.
Right. No. It's got to get done. It's got to get done. Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
I'm not the person who wants to clean all the time, but guess what?
If it's really, really bad.
If it's really bad, I'm going to have to.
Right.
I can't go, oh, I got to wait for Kiki to come over here and do it.
Right.
I can do it. I can clean. I can maintain it. It's possible for me.
I don't know about maintaining.
Hey, I done told you this. As long as it's done, I can keep it.
I ain't see that yet. But yes, you
that's what we doing. That's what we doing. Got you.
Okay.
All right. So, you got anything else on roles and responsibilities?
No, nothing else.
Okay.
Nothing.
I'll just say this before we end. Really look at your relationship with your partner. Assess it, really. If y'all have traditional roles and they work, okay.
Yeah.
But if y'all have modern roles and they work, it's okay.
It is.
But the key is to sit down and really assess and come up with what you expect in the relationship.
That's true.
And let that other person know what you expect.
Yeah.
I hate when there's people who go into a relationship and they just expected something from their past or whatever, but never expressed it to the other person. So the other person is sitting there trying to figure out, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And they have no clue. You're sitting there like, nah, well, I expected you to do this, and I expect you to do that. But you're not doing none of that. But I never told you that either.
Exactly.
So how is that person supposed to magically know what you're expecting them to do?
Yeah. And then sometimes I think it's important to remember that even if you're operating one way, and you have a conversation with your partner and you all realize that there's some adjustments that need to be made, be okay with making those adjustments. And don't look at other people's lives, because I think that's like the biggest thief of joy. Looking at other people's lives and assessing yourself based upon them and what they got going on. If something works for you, all great. And if it doesn't work, be okay with finding something else that may work. You know, I hear a lot of people that the women work, they come home, they cook, they clean, they doing so much stuff, and at the end of the night, they're like, I'm passed out, so I can't have...
I ain't have no intimate moment with you tonight, bro.
Exactly. That's what the wives are saying, because they're so burnt out. So again, although they may not be operating in a particular role or anything, or a traditional role versus modern role, you need to look at your spouse and see, am I chilling at home and I'm laid on the couch watching TV and they're just up running and ripping and going place to place with all the kids, and are they legit tired? If so, we need to make some changes in the relationship.
Very true. Very true.
So,
all right. Well, I think we done.
I think so.
What we got? What's next week's? You remember what next week's episode is on?
What is it on?
I want to say it's hateration in your relationship.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
I think that's what it is.
Oh goodness, we're gonna be here for a minute next week.
Yeah. But before we close, we want to say thank you to our listeners. You know who you are. You know, we got, from us taking this little break, we got a lot of phone calls, we got a lot of text, got a lot of Facebook messages. We really appreciate all the love that y'all showed us in the midst of this. And we really, really appreciate it. And we know we're tasked with doing what we're supposed to be doing. But just at that moment, we just needed just a little reset. We just had so much going on. Both of us just had so much going on. But we will do our best to not take any more breaks, because I can't take no more of these messages I keep getting because we took a break. Like, I ain't allowed to take a break. Right. And everybody assumed maybe they didn't listen to the message clearly. I didn't say we weren't doing the podcast ever again. I just said we're taking a break from the podcast.
You can't take no breaks. No,
well, right. No days off. That's what I've been told. Yeah. So
get yourself in order. So
for all those folks who was concerned, all those folks who was, like I said, reaching out, and we got some very, as I say, some very positive responses saying how this podcast have changed people's lives. And I know, and Kiki knows, that's what we did it for. Mm-hmm. This is what we were doing it for.
Absolutely.
And to hear that just from us saying we're taking a break really melted my heart. It really touched me. And as Kiki said, I'm the most unemotional person, but there was just days I would just get up and just listen back to all the podcasts. Mm-hmm. And just listen back. And it was impacting my life. And it's my words. I'm talking. I'm hearing myself talk. Right. But I'm talking to myself, because sometimes you have to do that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to talk to yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to look in that mirror and really go, am I really doing everything I can? Mm-hmm. Am I really doing it right?
That's true. So while we're not relationship experts...
I'm not going to say that no more.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We might not be licensed.
Oh, okay. We're not licensed.
But we're in a very loving, healthy relationship.
That we are.
And I don't see nothing wrong with us sharing the things that we've experienced, the things that we've done to keep that. Not saying it's going to work for everybody.
That's true.
But some of these things y'all taking from these podcasts, as we've heard, y'all have implemented, y'all have used, and it's definitely helped you in your relationship. Mm-hmm. And we will promise that we will continue to do that. So tune in next week as we talk about hateration in your relationship.
Getting them haters up out of here.
Get them haters up out your relationship. Mm-hmm. Not everybody is meant to be in the room. No. I'm going to say it that way.
Well, stay tuned for next week so we can really get into it.
Yeah, we got something for you. Something for you. So, as we say all the time, and we back at it, so thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Peace.